Welcome to the Nosey Gardener channel. We are here at Maker's Mill in Wolfeboro on Bay Street, and we are with Shawn Papp and Mary Wheeler of Infinity Landscaping, and they are going to walk us through the plantings and the garden and the overall plan of what has happened here. It's very interesting. But you want to just give us some highlights before we get started?
Sure. So this is the Maker's Mill we're at. It's a great building. We just finished phase 2 of the construction process, which was basically renovating the entire outside, putting in new curbing, putting soil in the beds, and obviously the landscaping. They redid all the both parking areas and the walkways and that sort of thing. And yeah, this is kind of the end result of that.
That's great.
It'll be a work in progress, but we got most of it done.
Okay, so we're going to walk through. Mary and Shawn, you'll both just tell us highlights or anything that comes up as we're walking along, and we'll do that next. Okay. The property is located on Back Bay through, it's kind of like marshy land there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Shawn thought it would be good if we started up here to get an overview. So go, take it away.
So this is the permeable paver patio that we installed. It's not your typical patio. The rain will go right through and underneath, but it's interesting because there's soil in the middle. Each of those pavers is about 4 inches thick, and we specially mix the soil with 50% sand and 50% composted loam, so it wouldn't get compacted, but it have enough nutrients for the clover. We chose clover because this whole area, we wanted to create a pollinator-friendly area. So that's kind of in keeping with the mission of Maker's Mill and formerly GALA, Global Awareness Local Action.
Okay.
So we chose micro clover to put in the middle. So if you let it grow higher, it'll get up to 4 inches. But we bought one of those old-fashioned reel mowers, so we can keep it cropped down.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we mowed that at about a half inch to an inch. And that's been working out pretty good.
I assume that you can get different patterns. I've seen them in different shapes.
Yeah, and that's just a straight running bond, but we can also do herringbone. And
yeah, there's a couple different ways that you can situate them.
So we got that, and it'll bloom periodically, but then we keep it cropped down so low that the leaves will get tinier as you mow it lower. And so that's worked out well. You can park cars on it if you want, but we haven't encouraged that just because it's newer. We want
to get established.
Yeah, let it get established a little bit.
Can you tell us the name of what that product is, the paver?
So
they're a Teco Block is the
Teco Block.
Aquastorm, I believe, is the name of the actual, that type of brick.
Aquastorm? Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then, so yeah, the clover is obviously friendly for pollinators. The bees love it. And then here we have a couple espaliers for the one on the right in honor of the GALA. We have GALA apple.
Oh, nice.
And that's starting to turn a little tinge of red now. And to the left we have
Fuji.
And why did you pick those?
They're compatible for in the spring when they bloom, so they can cross-pollinate. I believe they might both be self-pollinating, but you get a better yield of fruit if you have more than one. And
then we underplanted with Vaccinum angustifolium low bush blueberries.
Okay.
And then we got the rocks and whatnot from Graymont, which is a great resource over in Alton. They have some good materials, mulches. And
how big were those trees when you put them in? Were they that big?
They're about that size. So that was a few months ago, and they've already started to put up new growth. We're going to do something cool with the top shoots.
Okay. And
train those.
It looks so nice against the blue wall.
Yeah, yeah. I love
nice contrast.
The yellow and the blue for sure.
Okay, so we'll go down to the ground. Tell us where we're going to go and give us the highlights.
Okay, so these are the Carl Forrester grasses, Calamagrostis. We put those as a kind of dividing. So this is the patio area, and then over there is obviously the parking. And then we've got the espaliers, of course.
I'm just going to walk up to that. I'm going to walk right on the. It looks so pretty up close. So what is the trick for training the tree this way?
So we just bought them like that, but you know, as you go, we can prune these a little bit, whatever shape you want, and you got to train them though. So what we'll probably do is affix them to the building how we want them to grow, And it was good. We had to have them up against the wall here because there's some snow load that comes off and dumps onto the patio.
Okay.
So
see, that's a good point.
yeah, you got to think of
Think
things
of those
like
things.
that.
So it should just go right over that.
Exactly.
Those apples are huge.
I know. It won't be long. We'll be making applesauce. And then we've got the Carl Forster grasses to divide, and we chose to use these higher ones because they kind of brings the landscape alive, you know, with the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that movement is nice.
We'll bring you over here to this. This is the tree median. We picked service berries that
service
they
berries.
support a lot of different types of.
Yeah, they kind of have a 3-season interest. In the spring, they'll be covered in white flowers. Typically, they'll have berries in the summer.
It's also called Juneberry.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good. I've never tried one. The birds really like them, but they're supposed to be edible for humans, almost like a blueberry. And then in the fall, they'll turn a nice reddish-orange color. So we're looking forward to seeing that against the blue buildings as well.
And then
So I've got a question on the service berry because I did look for that for myself, and they're hard to find. The service berry, I found they were hard to find.
okay, well, we get them from a wholesale nursery. They have a good selection of the lower bush type and the tree forms. So we were able to get these. These are more of a tree form here, but they'll spread out, get 12 to 15 feet tall. We had to take the power lines into consideration here because they're right above us. So we couldn't get any big trees. So,
and then tell us about the grass choices.
So in here, this is all native sedges. This is 2 types of sedge. One is Carex woodii, which is the wood sedge or pretty sedge, they call it. And the other one is a more graceful, this is the Pennsylvanica. That's a Pennsylvania sedge. And they typically, you'll find them on the edge of forests. They like a little shadier environment. So hopefully when these trees get bigger, it'll provide more of the shade. But in the meantime, we have to keep them irrigated just so they don't dry out too much. And then we've got some polemonium coming up, Jacob's Ladder, which is a nice blue flower in the spring coming up through. You can see that heat wave. Even still, they prefer a little shadier environment. So you see they get a little singed on top, but not too bad.
It's been a tough summer.
It's been
So then in the fall, do you cut it down, or will you leave the grass there?
We'll leave it, and then we'll cut it down in the spring. Then we'll have a better idea of, make sure we're not cutting into the good growth.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice shape.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then up here, this was kind of keeping in with the theme of our pollinator gardens. Mary designed all of the perennials and put all this together. She's really good with colors and textures, and she did a wonderful job, I think.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I have a question as someone who is going to start from scratch. It's kind of tough how you figure out, to me, it's tough how you figure out how many plants. Do you measure it out, or how do you?
Yeah, I mean, we also take into consideration the mature size of the plant. So when you first put them in, it may look a little sparse. For instance, this is a Montauk daisy that'll bloom in October.
Yeah.
That started fairly, and that will get even bigger. But
just got to kind of know the shapes and sizes and what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think I guess it depends also the look you're going for. We kind of wanted everything to eventually sort of grow together, like the more cottagey look.
Right. Okay.
If you like more space in between, you can get less plants. I think overall we have about 750. Wow. That's including the sedges, which I think there's about 250 of those there. So it is a lot, but it's a pretty large space as well, going all the way down.
But the size is perfect because it already looks like it's established.
Yeah, you can see all the bees and whatnot on the helenium right now. They love it.
And that is a perennial this year?
Yep, that's helenium, also known as sneezeweed.
Okay, it's easy for me to remember that.
That's the mariachi.
Yeah, mariachi siesta is the name of that particular one. Another thing is, when I'm planning a garden is I try to find something to always be blooming from like early May all the way through till October. So that way you always have something in bloom, you always have color.
Varying heights.
Yeah.
Right. Different heights, kind of different textures. we've got some different grasses. Shawn was the...
So that's a little blue stem. It's like a prairie
This
grass,
here.
native to North America. These are fescue, but they're called glow sticks. You can see the yellowish stems.
So it just adds some kind of different textures, and you'll see that more as we, you know, go down the rest of the way.
These iris here are pretty neat too. They get the purplish color on the
In the spring they'll be a lot brighter. It'll kind of go purple all the way up, and then as the summer goes, it kind of fades out a little bit.
And then I see you have an evergreen there.
Yeah, that's a mugo pine.
Okay, so how big will that get?
So it'll probably get maybe double that size, but not really too tall. That's a Pumelo, I think it was called.
I think so, yeah.
But that's kind of what it does. It's just dwarf variety of the mugo
So that'll
pine.
just give some, you know, winter interest, because we'll cut most of the stuff back in the fall.
So we got some rocks in here, and then those will kind of anchor it in during the winter.
And this will be heavily snow plowed. It's a busy road. So
Yeah.
it'll be getting abused.
Yeah, these are all pretty hardy plants, so they should take it fine.
Yeah, those
Hope we're
are
hoping.
pretty salt tolerant. Not all evergreens are, but the mugos.
Oh, okay, so that's a good point.
Yeah, and everything else will be cut down, so it won't really be too much of an issue. But
So here's another mugo pine here, and mixed in with some salvia and anemone right here to your left, and then the yarrows. But she marries good with the purples and the yellows together.
Beautiful.
Some echinacea, the bees
yeah,
love
the
that.
bees have been all about.
Oh, this is a cool one. Tell her about
Oh,
that.
Spagilia. It's this is a native. I don't know if it's native to New England, but to the Northeast. It's kind of gone by. It's kind of about to do its second bloom, but it's really striking. In the spring, it'll be full of just these little red flowers, but with the the yellow star. So that's one of my favorites.
And then these are the butterfly weed, the Asclepias.
Yeah, there
The,
was a monarch caterpillar. I was so excited. The caterpillar disappeared, so we're hoping that it is hiding somewhere to pupate, because it was good size.
Was it?
But even so, it was exciting to know that you know, we've attracted monarchs enough that they. So hopefully in the future we'll get even more.
I think a bird probably got it, or
Oh, yeah. Birds love caterpillars.
I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm holding out hopes.
This looks like a lot of evergreen.
So,
the boxwood.
yeah, this is our green garden, we call it. We got more of the Pennsylvania sedge. You can kind of see this is more shaded here. Gets half a day of shade and half a day of sun later in the day. So you can see how they kind of flop over a little bit more than the other ones were more upright. We got a few different varieties. We got green velvet, boxwood, Tide Hill, which are smaller, a little bit more chartreuse color, and then we got some green mountains. In the middle there, that's Deschampia cespitosa, which is the tufted hairgrass, which is kind of framing whatever we're going to put on this wall here.
Now, did you choose these because I see there's no snow load going to come off of that? So you feel like
Well,
that's
yeah.
safe.
Yeah, safe. Plus, boxwoods are a little bit more versatile when it comes to sunlight and shade, so they can withstand a little bit more variation in that regard.
Now, will you keep these trimmed to these shapes?
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're trying to make like a more bubbled effect, if that makes sense. Just because it's such a modern building, you want to do some interesting things that you wouldn't typically do in a traditional landscape.
It'll be nice to see the contrast in the winter.
Yeah. And then, so that's kind of that. And on the end here, we've got some iris cristata.
Yeah.
These are dwarf crested iris.
Yeah,
So
those.
how big is the flower on that then? If it's a dwarf?
They're pretty small. They'll spread a little bit, but yeah, those all come out in the spring. Yeah, they're cute. I think those are white.
Yeah, there's a white and purple, but I think those are white.
Well.
And I just want to highlight that you just completed this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it looks established.
Well, we do have
this
the
is one of the
irrigation,
first
and
areas
that
we
helps.
planted, I think, before all the rest of the stuff. So
we've been here a while. We've been doing it in pieces, you know, because we have a lot of other accounts that we take care of. So we came here when we can. Larger projects are a little harder for us because it's only just us two. But we were actually shoveling snow on the patio.
Yeah, we started that in March.
when we started. So here we are. It's August now, but
It's labor of love.
It's been a fun journey.
Oh, and it's nice you put a walkway in here because sometimes people do have to park across the street.
Yeah, and there's actually a coffee roastery up the road. You can get coffee, so a lot of people come here, and yeah, as you say, they cross the street, so you can just pop through. And we use these. A lot of people had questions about these. Are buckwheat holes.
Oh, yeah, tell us about that.
So it's just they're just that
kind of a
buckwheat
different
holes.
look.
They're a little bit lighter. They're not great for windy sites, but you know, they've been here a while now, and they've kind of interlocked a little better. And plus, the plants have now come up a little bit more, so they won't move around. So yeah, we also used cocoa shells as well, which I'll show you later.
Now, is that special because of this property, or is that something that you like to use?
It's a personal thing, you know. I think it's aesthetically a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Can the average person get that somewhere?
Yeah, we get it up in Paris Farmers Union in North Conway.
I believe Spiderweb sells, because we buy it by the
Spiderweb,
pallet, because we use it other places as well. But I believe someone said they found it at Spiderweb.
Okay.
So locally, it's really easy to spread. That's what I like about it. You know, versus mulch, you have to shovel. Like they come in bales. It's really light. You can just pick it up. You can smooth it out with a broom. You know, so I like it for that too.
So nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a different look, which we like.
So this is a prairie drop seed, another type of native grass. And then we've got the macrophylla. This is blushing bride.
Oh, hydrangea.
Yeah, we've had a tough year. It was a really tough year for the macrophylla hydrangeas, just because it was just a little bit too cold. The previous year was great; everything bloomed, but this last year they got hit hard. But this one is doing okay. These are the switchgrass. Just gives you a little bit more height. It's great for the birds, and there's actually smaller bees.
It's not a flower. What is it?
Inflorescence, I call it.
Okay.
You could call it a flower. It's fine. And this is more Deschampia, tufted hairgrass. It is, yep. So kind of intersperse those throughout, and then a couple blue stems. And this is called Cecilaria. This is not native. It's native to more Europe. It's autumn moorgrass, they call it.
Oh, and I just noticed you have a few boxwoods over here on this side.
Yeah, we kind of tie it all in together. You know?
Yeah, certain colors and textures. We kind of try to keep it going throughout, just to sort of lead the eye down.
And so this whole area here, this is our kind of like water
This is amazing.
garden that
I
we
didn't
did.
even notice this one driving by.
Yeah, it's hard to see from the road because of all the other plants, but I think this is my favorite area.
We actually got that rock's probably 1,000 pounds there. My buddy John Kemper and I found that in the forest, and we brought that here. Mary helped to set it, and so
Okay, tell us about the water, where it comes from and whatnot.
So basically all of this water that falls off this half of the building will collect here. We have an underground reservoir. It's 1,000 gallons. And so the irrigation system is tied into this. So basically all these gardens are getting, well, we haven't had any rainwater lately, but we have supplemental water that's tied in for periods of drought like we're in right now.
So it filters down through the rocks into the reservoir, because the reservoir is it's not like an enclosed tank. They're called aqua blocks. It almost looks like an enclosed milk crate, and those are all stacked up, and so they with a liner.
But previously this was so flat grade-wise here that we collected a lot of, there's a lot of water that comes off this roof. And it was ponding here, so we had to figure out a solution, and this was a good solution for that.
So you have a pump somewhere.
So this is one of the things we actually have to revisit. But that second rock over there is actually a fake rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that hides the pump.
We're gonna,
I gotta fix that a little bit.
We're gonna do something called hypertufa, where you take some Portland cement and some peat moss and mix it and put that on. It makes it
I
look.
don't think people notice until you pointed that out.
Right. Yeah.
So so this is basically we've got some
shade plants.
Shade. This is Canadian ginger, which is a big-time native plant. It's not the ginger you get at the grocery store, and actually they don't actually recommend that you would eat the root, but you could if the Native Americans did.
A lot of these are plants you would find, like even this is a pagoda dogwood. You can find those out in your woods, out behind your house, and
Not my woods, but yeah.
yeah,
You got some rush grasses there.
yeah.
And then
I was gonna say the little those wooden mushrooms. They were made by a member here who works in the wood shop.
John.
Cool.
Yeah. He turned those on the lathe. I think it was cherry wood. I can't remember, but yeah, I thought those were super cute. So
That's the kind of creativity, though,
Right.
you can get from a place like this.
Yeah.
And I like the driftwood there in the back.
Yeah.
We've kind of collected stuff.
So that looks very nice like that.
And we got an assortment. This is a Japanese forest grass, Hakanakloa, and then we've got some maidenhair ferns here, some gallium, which is the sweet woodruff, which is the ground cover. So if you come back next year, a lot of this stuff will be tied in together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, it's just kind of getting established. This was one of the last pieces we did. This took a little bit more time because all this is custom stonework. This is Goshen stone. We get this delivered from Western Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's a quarry down there.
Yep.
This is a mica schist, and it's from an ancient seabed 450 million years ago. So this is kind of what it is, but it's a little softer than your Pennsylvania fieldstone or the bluestone. I mean, so it's a little easier on the blade when you're piecing it all together. And this is a pagoda dogwood. Cornus alternifolia. It'll get about 10 to 15 feet high. It has more of a tiered effect. You'll see it as an understory tree in the forest. So we put it here because it's a little shadier in here. It does get afternoon sun, but you know, it's just getting established. It should be fine. And then we've got the, I think this is called high contrast pulmonaria.
Pulmonaria.
And anemone.
Yep.
This is a September charm. What does it get, a white flower, Mary?
I think it's like a light pink. So
Light
that
pink
should
flower.
be coming out in the next month or so. So yeah, we tried to do some, and this one is a Japanese salvia, which blooms really late. I've never used it before, so I'm kind of excited to see it, but it should be a pale yellow flower that blooms in September, October. So.
And these are the cocoa shells, so you can kind of see these have a pectin actually, so they'll bind together a lot better.
Right. It smells like chocolate when you
and it
spread
smells
them,
like
which is
chocolate
really
when you spread them. So this is a purple gem dwarf rhododendron. We kind of put some little logs and stuff in here to make it look a little more natural.
Woodlandy.
Got valerian behind you.
Move slowly.
Oh, sorry.
With the camera around.
Yeah, this is more switchgrass, little blue stem. And then
Yeah, I tried to pick stuff that's repeat blooming. A lot of these, you know, I keep deadheading them, and they just keep, I mean, these have been going since May, a lot of these.
And remind us what this is again?
Oh, that's a salvia. That's one of my favorites. It's called Rose Marvel. I really like that color.
this is May Night.
That's Wasui.
Usui, sorry.
But that again is this, keep deadheading it, it'll just keep,
Coming back.
yeah.
What
So,
we also wanted to keep in mind, Josh was adamant about being able to see the sign, so we couldn't get anything
Right.
too big here.
right. Same with the wolf trap sign. We want to keep an open line of sight for that.
Right, so the grasses are perfect, gives you that height.
Yeah, right, without being a solid.
And then we've got the Annabelle hydrangea. It's a smooth hydrangea. You can cut these back almost to the ground in the fall or spring. And so that's kind of what it does. It blooms on new growth as opposed to the macrophyllus, which are older growth. So this is a little bit more manageable. And then these are little color variation here.
Yeah, it's called curly fries.
Curly fries.
Yes.
Yours probably like that too, right?
We're hoping
Yeah,
not, but
yeah. We didn't
they
use
typically
a
do.
ton of hosta, but
Okay, even just wrapping around this utility area.
Yes.
yeah, we just kind of continued it through here with some more of the shade, because this area probably gets the most shade, I think.
Well,
So
it gets the good morning sun, and then it changes
some
over
light
to
morning
shade.
sun. But so we've got a Stilby, Sprinera, and
Yeah,
And you went with the rock here because you felt like it's more durable?
well, the gable end of the building, you don't necessarily need to have drip edge, but we wanted to continue with what we had going in the front and around the building, and also we plow here too. So you know, all this stuff's going to get cut back, and then, you know, we'll.
So that's a good tip. The stone, you know, for where you have to plow.
Yeah. So that's kind of it. We, yeah, this would. So that's our supplemental water. Andrew Sumner out of Manchester. Hopefully he'll move up here one day and do some more work locally, because he put that in for us. That's a backflow preventer. That provides water to the reservoir around front.
If it runs dry.
Right, but in a drought, if we're not getting enough rain to keep it going. And
We've got one more garden here.
yeah, this is kind of the last little section.
So this is lobelia.
Yeah, Lobelia cardinalis. It kind of flopped over. I should have staked it earlier probably, because they can get quite tall, but now they've just kind of started to flop everywhere. But
And there's Elijah blue. Those little fescues they provide good color contrast.
Little round green.
Yep.
yeah, and those are asters, so those will be blooming soon.
Okay.
Give it a nice fall color. And then
Yeah.
the Montauk's, as Mary mentioned earlier, those will be coming out soon in October.
Front. Are there any other highlights?
I think we covered most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
kind
think
of
the most interesting thing, just from not knowing, is the water feature. 'Cause that's like a surprise that you wouldn't expect here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice when you're coming out the path, you can see the water. It's kind of like living landscape, you know.
Right.
And it ties in, I think, with the overall mission, you know, collecting the rainwater and using it for the gardens and everything.
Yeah, so the pollinator habitat and then the rainwater reharvesting. And
Shawn and Mary, thanks for the tour. And tell us about yourselves, or how people can reach you, what your specialties are.
well, my name is Shawn Papp. I've been doing this. I've been in the green industry ever since I was 14, and been doing landscaping ever since I moved to New Hampshire under Shamrock Landscaping and Spiderweb Gardens. But I've been doing that for the last 25 years or so. So this has been a great opportunity for me here, just to be able to do some different things. And this, if you ever get a chance, come to the Maker's Mill.
Come to the Maker's Mill, right?
They've got welding, leather working. They did a
Sewing,
tie-dye class.
Weaving, woodworking, metal.
Yeah, every Friday they do tours. Come in, check it out. It's a great resource for the town. But it's a place where people can come and just collaborate, share new ideas, do new things. They have career counseling, whatever you need. This is a great place to come to. So,
And I've been doing landscaping professionally, I think about 5 or 6 years now.
Okay.
I actually had a fine arts background, but I incorporate that with, colors and kind of design stuff. I like the creative aspects. But I've been both my parents are really avid gardeners, so I've been around it and enjoying it since I was
Good. So you make a great team, because this is beautiful. I think it's going to be very inspiring for people. So thanks for having us.
yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.